Alright, go. Keep going, keep going, keep going.
You're all clear, kid. Now let's blow this thing and go home.
I'm Jace Delker.
I'm Athena Matute.
I'm Ellis Gallion.
And I'm Claire Specht.
And we are the G2 droids.
We have been tasked with defeating the Empire by completing the four following tasks: defeating Darth Aga, retrieving the fleet, torpedoing the Death Star, and launching the Millennium Golf Ball. Here we have the function tree. The subfunctions are defeating Darth Aga, torpedoing the Death Star, launching the Millennium Golf Ball, returning the fleet, and sensing the banana plug signal. Overall, the most important function is torpedoing the Death Star because it has the most potential for the most points, and that's the one we're going to focus most on.
Taking into account all the tasks and functions that had to be completed, a morph chart was then constructed with a number of possibilities to complete each function. Our 5 designs were then based off of this morph chart.
This is our first design. A PVC pipe will be mounted on top of a motor that will rotate the pipe towards the Death Star to release its cargo of 6 torpedo ping pong balls into the Death Star. To raise the Millennium Golf Ball, an extending pole will rotate vertical and then extend to reach maximum height. To push both Darth Agas out of our zone, 2 separate 3-bar linkages will extend towards both Darth Agas and shove them out of our zone. And attached to both sides of these Darth Agas are wedges that will grab all the ping pong balls and return the fleet to our zone. This is our second design. A linear bearing with a PVC pipe mounted on top will extend towards the Death Star and release its cargo of 6 torpedo ping pong balls into their 4 respective quadrants. A pneumatic cylinder powered scissor lift will raise the Millennium Golf Ball to the maximum height achievable by the design. And on the lower level, 2 mousetrap cars will, guided by rails, extend towards both Darth Agas and hopefully shove them out of our zone. The vertical bars on the front of both of these designs, upon collision, will hopefully fall horizontal and shove all of the fleet back into our zone. This is our third design. We will use a hinged PVC pipe to rotate towards the Death Star and push ping pong balls out into the 4 quadrants using a chain-driven system. To raise the golf ball, we will attach it to the top of a pneumatic cylinder and then fire it. A weighted pulley system powers the 2 wedges that will push Darth Aga out of our zone, and upon collision with Darth Aga, the mousetraps attached to the sides will fire to recover the fleet back into our zone. This is our fourth design. To attack the Death Star, we will use a pneumatic cylinder-powered cannon to launch ping pong balls into the 4 respective quadrants. Lifting the golf ball will be done with a simple motor-powered pulley and rod system, and a scissor lift powered by the second pneumatic cylinder in conjunction with a rack and pinion driven wedge will knock both Darth Agas out of our zone. This is our fifth design. To attack the Death Star, we rotate an Archimedes screw with a mousetrap towards the Death Star. The motor powers the screw, which delivers the ping pong balls to their respective zones. A motorized arm rotates the golf ball into a vertical position for scoring, and the linear bearings on top of the design and underneath as well extend and push Darth Aga out of our zone, and the mousetraps on the side of the linear bearings will push the fleet back into our zone.
This is our third level evaluation matrix. The first design was the one we chose because it has the highest relative total, and it also receives the highest score in 3 of the criteria and ties for the best in the remaining categories.
The conclusion of the evaluation matrix and individual testing on mechanisms for the entire machine show that Design 1 is the most successful design. Presented are the current team stats, Defeating Darth Uga was a partial success. Retrieving the fleet has yet to be built or tested. Torpedoing the Death Star will take place today. And our team overall had the highest for the launching of the Millennium Golf Ball.
This is our first design for the competition. In order to attack the Death Star,
The Millennium Death Star Falcon.
golf ball.